2008, the year in animals. At number 1 on the 2008 countdown is the story of Christian the lion. In a year when so many animal images lit up the internet, Christian the lion was ringing up tens of millions of hits on YouTube.
It was the kind of thing that you just wanted to share with people. You were touched by it yourself, and maybe you wanted to brighten somebody's day. And so you thought, I'll just forward this on to somebody I know. And to have it circulated or viewed more than 30 million times is astonishing. That is a big number when it comes to viral video views.
No other image captured our imaginations this year like this astonishing scene of a lion named Christian being reunited with his human companions on YouTube.
It's one of those stories that translates to everybody, that it's this majestic, beautiful animal that obviously felt an attachment and a connection with these guys. And they were brought back together and reunited. You couldn't ask for a better story.
The video clip was a scene from a full-length documentary film that told the heartwarming tale of John Rendell and Ace Bork and the lion they purchased from the exotic animal section at Harrods department store in London in 1969.
Ace and John made sure he was always having fun, and there was such a wonderful affection and rapport between the two boys and him. I mean, there was a great love there.
Despite the bond that the two men shared with Christian, it soon became clear that London was no place for a lion.
The two boys were getting desperate.
Ace and John enlisted the aid of Bill Travers and his wife Virginia McKenna, who had become active in lion conservation after starring in the film Born Free.
They had asked Bill if he could think of what to do. They were in a dilemma. It didn't take too long for him to think about it, I think, because I knew he was going to try and get the Kenya government to allow him to take Christian to Kenya to be returned to the wild.
In this rarely seen footage, Christian was loaded into a crate and shipped to Kenya. Paired with 2 orphaned female cubs, Christian started his own pride. Over time, they spent more and more time away from the camp and adapting to life in the wild. Nearly a year later, Christian and his pride were living on their own in the bush. It was then that Ace and John decided to visit Kenya, hoping to see Christian one last time. They weren't sure if they'd be able to find him, but after a day-long search, they found Christian. They were uncertain how the lion would react. And here's that magical moment.
You see this lion come to reunite with these guys, and in a split second you think, is he going to attack them? Is he going to be the way he was growing up and affectionate? And then there's this moment where I think people sort of get chills. I mean, you really think, is this possible? And it happens. 30 years ago, this might have been viewed by a handful of people who went to a theater or happened to hear about it in some way. But the internet has opened that up to so many more people. Even though this video is from the 1970s, it still translates to today.
Not long after the magical reunion, Christian disappeared into the bush forever. No one can say for sure what became of this extraordinary lion, but his legacy lives on.
We know he had cubs, and then he probably mated with other lionesses. There's every chance that Christian's offspring, descendants, could be somewhere.